It is time for rock stars. It is time to fall back. And guess who's here? Gavin Rossdale, the iconic rock and roll musician, vocalist, the frontman of the band Bush, who I'm sure you remember, established in the 90s, still kicking. Rossdale has seen success over the decades with Bush and as a solo artist with many hit songs. Take a look.
Change though I wanted to. Everything will change, but love remains the same.
I'm feeling a little inspired and also a little relaxed.
Good.
It's the vibe. Bush's greatest hits album Loaded with an actual brand new single, so some of the best and some of the new is out, and the band has a greatest hits tour. Tickets are on sale. Tours this summer.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, we might say Diana. We might say that would be enough. It is enough. And yet, MSNBC's rock star is here. Our election guru and hero on MSNBC. You may also see him on NBC, known for the math, the big board, and of course, the khakis.
420,000 votes still to come out of Maricopa County.
The Vikings and the Packers, with Seattle losing, the door is wide open for both of these teams. The fastest, probably not a surprise to anyone, it is the Greyhound.
To the undisputed sexiest man alive. Yes, Steve made the list of people's sexiest.
By the way, in terms of Kornacki, that guy ought to get an Emmy.
That guy ought to get an Emmy. Welcome to both of you. How you guys doing?
Doing well. Doing great, thank you.
Great to have you. I don't know if all of our viewers know how many different numbers you do, because we just saw like 3 different sports.
The dog show, which, I learned a lot about dogs prepping for that.
What's the most important number? Is it their weight?
Obviously it's judged, so it depends what the judge puts the most value on, I think.
So it's each judge rating it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, each judge prioritizes different data points about the dog.
Wild. So where do you come in?
So I like speed. I like speed. I like with the Doberman. I think it could go 45, and the Beagle can go 9, something like that.
Wow.
So I didn't know anything about dogs before they brought me into that, and it's a world that is vast, and there's a lot more to it than I would have guessed.
Yeah, well, and that's like so many things when you zoom in. Well, we're thrilled to have our 2 rock stars here. Shout out to you from James Carville. He said that last night. We reacted for tonight. But we are looking at the whole world. What's on your fallback list, Steve?
I say the electric vehicle fleet from Hertz. And now Hertz did this week start to get rid of that. And so I'm congratulating them on telling the electric vehicle fleet to fall back. This is not a statement against electric vehicles. If you own one and you got the hookup at your house, you get charged every night, it makes perfect sense. But I had a terrible, terrible experience with Hertz in renting an electric vehicle this summer.
What happened?
I was trying to go to a family event that I look forward to every year. And I got my car from Hertz. It was a busy weekend, so I was lucky to get one. They didn't tell me it was electric until I got there. And I got the electric. Okay, I'll do the electric vehicle. I don't know what this is all about. Well, it turns out to find a place to charge an electric vehicle is extremely difficult. And I would say 90% of the places to charge it are these chargers where you can get 10% an hour. So you get about 240 miles of range. I'm trying to drive from New York to the middle of Maine. You get 240 miles basically on the charge. And if you finally find a place to stop, you got to stop for about 9 hours to actually get the thing charged. So it nearly ruined the vacation. As I just decided, I was like, these make sense as a commuter vehicle. If you got a place to charge them at night, they do not make sense as a long distance
in the rental
travel
market, which is a niche, and it's funny because we deal with so much serious stuff, Gavin. But fallback is a time where Steve Kornacki can just unwind and just let you know about an almost ruined vacation. And I'm with you because another week I did Pod Coffee. You should fall back, the little pods. And I got pushback. What's the problem? I said, I don't like it. And they said, well, that's not good enough. No, it is. So your opinion matters.
Yeah.
What's on your list?
On my list, oh my God, of what things that annoy me.
That should fall back.
Fall back.
Anything that can fall back, because it's wherever you want to go with it.
I really think that, I don't mean to bring it down with anything less than kind of like touching, but it's like the division that I find.
Yeah.
We're forced, this whole culture is all about divisions, and the fallback should be finding a way to be sort of a bit more unity. I mean, obviously we're at election time, so it makes no sense politically, but I get that all the time, and the best thing about doing music is the way we bring people together. And I think that we're so forced all the time to choose one or other door to go through, and life is so much more nuanced than that. So
I love
that's
that.
what I would think.
Let's build on that when you look at the interesting life you've had, because when you have a concert, right, you're not sorting it by how you voted coming to this or that door, or your age.
Very careful not to.
Yeah, we love concerts and live music on the beat. And one of my favorite things is, I don't know if you'll agree or not, but I find, at least in the United States, other than houses of worship, concerts are the one place where you see the widest age diversity. I went to George Clinton in Central Park, and I tell you, it was from literally children with their parents all the way out to 80 seniors. I mean, you don't see, just to pick one type of diversity, rather than what we see sometimes, and it's politics, media, and everything, dividing everybody up.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's ironic, because I'm trying to, I'm working on a TV show, a separate thing that I'm doing, an interview show. It's been quite difficult to get made in America. We're working on it, it's getting there. But the interesting thing is that when it was shown in Europe, in Cannes, the reaction to it was that with this interview thing that I had, I basically interview a celebrity, and I began with Tom Jones, and just trying to find out about their life, their genesis, what makes them up, who they are, the interesting stuff that not factual, nothing to promote. And my perspective, I ask them different questions. So it's been really interesting. In Europe, they took it on and they said, we love it. At this time of great division, great wars everywhere, people want to have things that are unified towards and with. And this is a lovely way of bringing people in, really in like the water cooler or around the dinner table, that same philosophy. So far, we do have an outlet. We're going to work here in America, which is really lucky, and I'm happy about. But the majority, if not most of them, apart from everyone, was like, we really like it, but we're just interested in competition games.
That's very American.
So
right?
I just thought,
They're like,
what a shame, what an opportunity, you know. So that's what I would say.
They're like, we like it, but we want it to be
And
more
you're
Real
so right
Housewives.
about the music. I mean, for me, I toured once with U2 back in the day with the side project I did. And I remember driving up and I saw these people say, fan since 86 or fan since 82. And I was thinking, oh, they may not want to be like named like that. You know, I know you're a numbers guy, but you know, sometimes they don't want to have that. And actually now I'm in that position where I get multi-generational people at the shows. I get people, I got a grandmother bringing her grandson. I thought it was the coolest thing I ever saw in my life.
Yeah.
And people that bring their kids, people that have a music hand down. And so it's great to be in the business of uniting people as opposed to dividing people and forcing them to love me or love another act. I always think you can have more than one great record.
Yeah, I love that. Do you have, A, any response, or B, any other fallbacks?
Well, I love what you're saying there too, because it's true. It bothers me as well. There are so few spaces now. It seems, you know, that politics has become such a divider. I think that's what I've noticed. I went in my lifetime from, I can remember being in high school, and to be interested in politics was to be a very lonely person.
Right.
You know, walking into school. How about that, you know, Dole Clinton debate last night? Nobody wants to hear about that. Now everybody's into it. And I always used to think it'd be cool if everybody was into politics, but the downside of it is I see how much it divides people. It divides friends, it divides neighbors, it divides families. It creates, I think, needless friction between people. So to hear what you're describing, especially the scene at your concert, trying to kind of envision that, we need more of that. There's no question.
What's been your favorite place to play, to perform?
You know, I never wanted to do a greatest hits record. I always thought that was like a sense of accepting that you may be kind of going out to pasture, sit on your laurels, not push yourself. But what's been incredible is seeing that with all these songs over 30 years, I mean, there's some people that have known it for 5 minutes and just know the new material, and some people have been there the whole way. But it's just about that sense of all the memories that people have. So really, I know it sounds a bit glib and I don't mean it. I have a great time playing shows, and when I do a show that's really happening, it's just like it's a drug, and I want the next night to be better. I want the next night after that. So really, my favorite place to play is the next show I got. Really.
I mean, how about that? That's a real answer. That'd be like asking Steve, what's your favorite primary? And he'd say, whichever one's next.
I guess it's the 2024 New Hampshire primary.
I guess it's New Hampshire.
And it'll be South Carolina.
We should start a band together.
I got 20 seconds left, Steve. What's most important for people looking at next week?
Independent voters in New Hampshire, they play an unusually large role in that primary. how many of them are actually going to be in the Republican primary? Because if Nikki Haley has any chance at an upset, there have to be a ton.
A ton. Yeah, that's got to surge. Really interesting. I love this conversation. Love having you both here. Our rock stars, Kornacki, Rossdale, thank you so much. And keep it locked right now because it is a